What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Malik Shahid and I am currently a professional soccer player for Flower City Union, which competes in the NISA League, which is in the third tier professional soccer in the US. And today we've got a game analysis, another one, and we're playing probably arguably the best team in the league, Chattanooga FC. So always a good game to be able to go there as an away team. They've got quite an environment, they get thousands of fans in a pretty big stadium. So I was very excited for this one, very excited to get going and get playing into this one. So we're just going to get straight into the clips. Let's go ahead and roll the intro and get into it.
Hard work got first, yeah. Hard work got first, yeah. Hard work got first, yeah. To the day I'm in the dirt, yeah. Jesus Christ is Lord, yeah. I know who I serve, yeah.
Alright, so getting into this first clip of the game, I'm not exactly sure what minute it is, but they're outside back, them being in white, us being in black. Plays the ball down the line here. And I'm just cutting it out, taking my touches forward, and then playing it inside to Steven, who tries to switch from there. Alright, in this clip, second play of the game, we're looking at the 4th minute. So I'm just throwing it down the line. We're unfortunate not to keep it there at Matt, our 9. It's kind of playing as a false 9 in this game, kind of flicks it on. We're just going to keep it rolling, kind of speed on through their throw-in. Again, their outside back has the ball. He's throwing it into my winger, and I'm just trying to be tight into his back. Me and Freddie do well to double there. Just a little unfortunate that he's able to kick it away, and then my immediate reaction is just to get behind the ball. Alright, so here you can see we have a free kick. Looking to get it down quickly and just play Oscar there, who's short, but my coach is telling me not to there. So as I'm rolling it in closer to where the foul was, I'm looking to play, even possibly play back to my center back Kyle. He's not looking, doesn't seem like it's really on, so eventually I see Luke, our 10, who's playing left winger, try to hit him that long ball. It's just a bit short and it gets cut out there. Alright, so here again we've got another throw in, just throwing it in quick to Matt there. He sets me back, and then I'm just hitting that switching ball to our captain Moonby, who's actually playing left center back in this game. Alright, again here, just 1v1 defending as the ball is kind of played into my winger, just trying to make sure I'm nice and tight, and then as he looks to push that ball in beyond me, make sure I get my arm across there, just to kind of push him out of bounds and making sure that it just rolls, and we're able to get the goal kick from there. In this next clip, Freddie does really well to push his guy off the ball. The ball ends up rolling to me, and again, I'm just finding our 9, Matt, and playing him down the line. And here I'm receiving the ball from Kyle, my right center back in this game. As I take my touches and look forward, I don't really see anything on, so just roll it back to Kyle and we're able to switch the play from there. Alright, here again we've got another throw in. Just looking at my options, Matt's in a ton of space, so throwing it into him as he plays me back. I'm just able to kind of step in there and win another throw in. And then as we kind of fast forward through this here, I've got another throw in. Like I said, you can't see it just because the camera's not on me there, but I throw it back to Kyle, he plays me back, and again just hitting that switching ball out to Moonby on the far side. And again, we're going to get the ball here in a second, so we're going to keep it rolling. So as Kyle again opens up, just finds me, I'm taking my touch forward, and it's just kind of an unfortunate moment, trying to find Freddie there for the 1-2. Pass isn't quite accurate enough, and I don't think he was looking for it. I think he was trying to spin off and behind, but as you can see, Freddie does really well here to win the ball back and switch it, and then we're on the counter again. Alright, so in this moment, actually, we're going to roll this clip back twice, but as you can see, Freddie just rolls me the ball, and I'm taking my touch across my body and trying to swing that ball in left-footed. But eventually we're going to pause it here, because as you can see, I'll pause it where Freddie's throwing me the ball in, right? And I think at this point, you know, they always say kind of have in mind what you want to do before you play, but I think in this case it was a bit too much. So as he's throwing me that ball, I already had the idea of coming to my left foot and trying to cross it. But as you can see here, looking at the numbers in the box, we have 3 guys technically. One of them is standing off sides, which is our 9. But also I think I need to be a bit more intentional in terms of being mindful here situationally. Again, we're playing with a false 9 in Matt, who's a pretty short guy. He's not very aggressive in the air. Steven is in there, who is, you know, he can win headers very well. But again, I just don't think this is the best option in this moment, and we can look to keep the ball. So moving it forward a little bit here. Again, we're going to pause here. I think had I just taken another look up, I've got Luke kind of checking into a bit of space there, so possibly could have just played him to have him turn, or even maybe looking for a 1-2 just to keep possession. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's also just not a great cross. So yeah, just need to be a bit sharper in our decision making there, as unfortunately Noah gives away the free kick. And then here again, we're going 1v1. The wingers switch. So initially, who was their 9, Taylor Gray, switch out to the left wing. Honestly, he's a great player, one of the best wingers in the league. So did well to just kind of force him into not a great shot there. Again, we're going to keep the clip rolling. Our goalkeeper, Mike Mejia, tries to ping it out to Freddie. And as that ball is coming back to my winger, again, I'm just tightening his back, trying to make sure he's not having an easy time in terms of turning. And then again, just going to keep fast forwarding it here. Got the throw in. I'm looking for options forward. We're supposed to have set plays, but they just weren't quite executed super well in this game. So eventually just end up kind of chucking it up to Oscar there. And it's unfortunate that it just goes through his legs and we lose possession again. All right, so here again, Taylor Gray, the winger that I'm up against, he gets the ball. And again, I think we do well. We don't dive in, but there's a bit of a guess. I'm assuming he's going to try to take it down line where the space was, and instead he chops it in on his right foot. So again, just need to be more patient in my defending there to make sure I'm waiting for him to take the touch and then trying to jump it from there. Then getting into this next clip, nice and simple, just throwing it back to Kyle, who's going back to Mumbi. And then in this play, again, my winger's tucked really far inside, so as that ball's played into him, again, just tighten his back, able to win the ball. Steven sets me, and then I go straight into our 9. And as this ball rolls back to me, again, very ambitious ball, trying to hit that over the top to Luke, who's, he's plenty pacey. I think he's definitely capable of getting to that ball if I hit it, but we're going to roll it back again just to look at this moment here where we're going to pause it. And as this ball is rolled back to me, again, it's just being more aware of what's on and what's not on. So yeah, again, I think that option is on for Luke to hit that ball over the top. Like I said, he's got pace. There's plenty of space behind that back line. But more importantly, I think we got to look at the right side of the field or the near side on this camera angle to see that we have 4 players in this area. Essentially, it's 4v3, 5v3 with me on the ball. But I should just be playing this to Steven, Oscar, or Freddie, who are all on the 3 in a line right here on this side. So again, yeah, just poor decision making, very ambitious ball. You always try to push and make sure you're playing to the limits of your ability. But I think right here, just got to be smarter. And yeah, be more intentional about setting the team up well. All right, so again, getting into this next clip, maybe a bit too tight there on my winger, but still able to kind of force a mistake. And thankfully, he plays it out of bounds. And then we're just going to keep it rolling as I've got the throw in here. Again, just looking at my options, trying to see what's on. Eventually, play it to Matt's feet. And again, I think he gets fouled there. Looks like he's catching some studs. I try to pressure immediately. Freddie does a great job to recover for me well and is able to get into Taylor Gray. And then this last moment, I'm just doubling down, trying to kick it off of him and just not executing there. So they've got another throw. So again, on their throw in, they're just throwing it down into the corner and behind me. So as my center back's covering me in the corner, I'm just doubling down with him, eventually able to win the ball. And yeah, as I clear it, I'm just catching some studs on the foot there. Then getting into this next clip, our holding mid, Angelo plays me the ball. And yeah, I'm able to play it off the guy for a throw in, and you can kind of see Oscar there, who's playing the 10 for us in this game. He's just letting me know, like, hey, that ball can be played first time into his space, so need to take that on board. And then again, looking to throw the ball in. Referee has an issue with it, so we're just going to kind of speed on through this. Eventually getting the ball back, throwing it in again, trying to find options, and yeah, just throwing it, losing the ball again. But as this ball comes into my winger, again, just trying to be right on him, be really tight, not give him any space to turn, put in a good challenge, and Kyle's able to shield out from there. All right, so here our goalkeeper, Mike Mejia, is pinging a ball in to kind of this wide area. I wasn't sure if it was to me or Freddie, but eventually it finds its way to Freddie. As he rolls it back to me again, I take my touch, look forward, don't see a whole lot on, so I end up playing Kyle. But what we're going to roll this back just because, again, I think, we can be completely fine with this safe option of playing the ball backwards, but freezing it in this moment, I think I just need to be more ambitious. It's kind of funny, we talked about that long ball not being overly ambitious, but in terms of playing within my abilities, I think it's fully within my ability to be able to take a bigger touch inside. There's a ton of space in the midfield here. And then as you kind of look towards the top of the screen, we have options. We have Steven in a ton of space. So with that second touch, I could be playing Steven. Maybe we're driving inside and eventually finding Luke on that far side. But yeah, I mean, the decision to play backwards is not a bad one, right? But again, thinking about how I can perform my best and do the best for the team, I think I've got to take that space inside. All right, so here they've got their goalkeeper on the ball. He's just punting it downfield. Eventually do well to win that first header. And then Mumbi does well to settle it and play it back to Kyle. And then again, as Kyle gets it back from Mumbi again, he's just taking his touch and playing it out wide to me. And then again, I'm looking for that ball down the line to Oscar. and it's just poorly executed. Again, it's just a poor giveaway there. It's a good reaction to step to my winger again being really tight. But yeah, I just need to do better in that first moment. Again, I think it's like he had mentioned to me earlier on in this game, playing that first time ball down the line. Alright, again, it's just 1v1 defending here. As my winger's driving at me, taking space, he's actually got an overlap to make it 2v1. So in this moment, I'm just trying to force him wide, even though he's got support there. And thankfully, he doesn't play the ball in behind me and just kind of whips it across, which we're able to deal with from there. Again, we've got another throw in, just finding the head of Freddie, who unfortunately wasn't quite able to keep it. As the ball comes into my winger, he's combining and gets the ball inside, but as that ball's coming back outside with the 9 who's kind of drifted wide, I'm able to step in front of it, and then, yeah, just unfortunate there, trying to dribble out of the back and not quite able to clear my lines. Alright, so in this next clip, Kyle's got the ball and he's actually playing to Steven, so you'll see I'm actually tucked in and inverted in midfield, switching positions with our 8 there, as we've seen in the last game analysis we did. And as I'm taking my touches there, I'm trying to find Freddie, my winger, who's making that run over the top, but we're going to run it back again just because my coach made a point right after this play. And we'll pause it right here. In this moment, again, I'm taking too many touches and then again forcing another ball, but if we freeze it right here in this moment after that first touch, I think, again, it's just simpler to play Steven right here. You can even see he's got his hand out there pointing where he wants it. So yeah, just a simple 5-10 yard ball rolled out in front of him instead of trying to hit this long ball over the top. So again, unfortunately, just another moment of poor decision making. Thankfully, it works out in terms of the ball bouncing right back to me and us being able to keep possession, but again, need to be better in those moments. Alright, so again, I'm inverted, so I'm actually on the right side of the screen here, and as that ball's played into me, yeah, it's a bouncing ball, but I think I definitely should have protected it a lot better. Again, just doing these game analyses and just thinking about my play in general. We'll run this back one more time. Yeah, and again, it's a poor first touch, right? But something that I really struggle with and something I need to grow in and need to develop in as a player is being able to protect the ball with my body. I'm not necessarily super tall or lanky or anything like that, but I've got a decent amount of strength on me, so I should be able to get my body in between the player and the ball here. But as I don't do that, he's able to pick it off me, and again, they're countering, but thankfully Kyle's there to clean it up. But yeah, just another part of my game that I need to be working on. Alright, in this moment, again, it's another punt from the goalkeeper, and again, to be honest with you, I don't think that this is a foul. I mean, I'm up for the header and he's backing into me. At this point, you can see I'm going to get the ball because I think it's my throw-in. I didn't even realize the ref had called a foul, but he did. So we'll go ahead and speed it up as the play progresses, and you'll see after the referee gives me a talking to for whatever reason, the guy on the ball, I think it's their 8, McGrath, he ends up playing my winger down the line here. So again, it's just 1v1 defending a bit late and arriving, but I think he's very fortunate to kind of kick it off my legs, hits his legs, and gets in behind me. But Steven does a really great job to cover in behind me and get the tackle in and force him out of bounds. So, alright, here, again, ball's out wide, Freddie's progressing the play, ends up cutting it back to me. And then I'm just playing Angelo, who's able to play out there. And we'll roll it back one more time. Just to make the point of, I know this kind of probably looks like a pretty dangerous ball to hit. Angelo's got a couple of guys around him, but earlier on in the game, he actually came up to me. He's like, don't be afraid to play me those passes when I've got a guy on me. Just trust me in those moments. So in this moment, I'm able to trust him, and as you can tell, he does really well to just keep the ball moving and get us out to the other side. Alright, so here's just another throw in, nice and easy, just throwing it back to Kyle. Alright, so in this clip, their outside back's just throwing it into their winger, and again, I'm just tightening his back. I'm able to force a mistake and have him dribble out of bounds, so then it's our throw, and again, we'll go ahead and fast forward this throw as it's my throw, and again, yeah, not much to do in my own corner, so just kind of chucking it downfield. We're not able to win it. Angelo's up for the header, and eventually it's kind of popped in over my head, so just playing smart and safe and just clearing it out of bounds from there. Alright, so here's actually the last clip of the first half. Again, Freddie does pretty well. Oscar also helping to get pressure on the dribbler there. And as that ball is coming into what was actually their 10 who had drifted wide, I'm just in for a sliding challenge. And then eventually Freddie gets a pretty hard foul against him there too. Alright, so now getting into the first clip of the second half. Again, just another throw in on my side. Just looking for options. Again, not much on, not a whole lot of movement. So yeah, we're just chucking it downfield. Able to win another throw in, so we're just going to go ahead and speed it forward again. as I'm taking the throw, and I'm looking back at Kyle trying to see if he's on, and then again just deciding to go forward, try to gain a bit of territory, and yeah, again they're there to win it. Alright, so again another throw in, having to back up, and here I'm actually finding Freddie's feet for once, and as I throw that ball in, I'm telling him set to kind of play me back so we can play out from there. He decided to turn himself and play out, and it just doesn't quite work out for us. Alright, so this moment we're actually going to look at twice, but as you can see I'm stepping in there, the ball's played beyond me. We actually do pretty well to recover here, get behind the ball, and then again we'll run this back and pause there, but he tries to slip in a ball in behind, and thankfully Moombi's there and does really well to cover that run. So again, rolling it back, we're going to look at this first moment here where we're going to pause, where I come right into the picture, and as you can see right in that top right hand corner, it's a 2v1. And again, I need to do better in terms of judging that ball coming into what is their fullback who's been inverted. So initially I step thinking that I can put pressure on the ball, but as that ball comes in with a good amount of pace and kind of with the distance that I am from the ball, I need to realize that I can't quite get there in time. It's a 2v1. So this initial decision to step, I think it's a poor one. I think I should just hold my ground, even though that allows the fullback to advance. I don't quite get caught out with this ball and behind me that's played here. So again, he skips by me, plays that ball. Again, we do well to recover, forcing the winger to cut back. And then in this moment, so I'll pause it again, I see another moment where we've got a 2v1 situation similar to the one that we had in the first half. So since Freddie's late there, not quite tracking the fullback, you can see I've got my hand there pointing, and I'm actually communicating to Kyle, who is my center back right there, my right center back. So I'm telling him to actually step to the ball so I can track this runner, the outside back that's going in overlapping. So you'll see it as we go. Kyle steps to the ball, puts a bit of pressure, and the guy overhits the pass. And again, our left center back Moombi does a really good job there to cover the run and shield out of bounds. Alright, so again, getting into this next clip, 1v1 defending, forcing him line. He does well to get a bit of space and put a cross in, but we're eventually able to deal with it. Alright, so here, just a goal kick. Again, Mike Mejia, our goalkeeper's kicking it out, and then as that ball is kind of bounced on the sideline, I'm just trying to head it away, take a bit of a bump, and yeah, it's their throw. Alright, getting into this next clip, again we've got another free kick on that far side, and I'm just playing it back to Kyle so we can rotate the ball out to the other side. Alright, in this clip, again, it's 1v1 defending, and I think, again, it's another moment of just needing to be more patient, as he's able to skip by me there. But eventually we do well, as he nutmegs Steven there, I'm able to recover, get in the tackle, and we're able to clear from there. Alright, so here, again, it's another bouncing ball, just trying to track my winger there, get my head on it. He eventually gets a touch on it, and then as it's kind of over my head, honestly, I caught some studs going down my Achilles there, so quite a painful one, but glad we were able to clear from that situation. And then again, another unfortunate moment here on the throw, and again, we have set plays for these, but we had a player that was recently signed who didn't quite know the set plays, so as I throw it into Matt, he sets me back, and again, in that moment, just trying to bounce it off the guy who's pressuring me there, because it's kind of a slow setback, and yeah, it just doesn't work out, and again, losing possession. Alright, in this next clip, again, just trying to stay tight to my winger. Again, 1v1, I think I do much better here. I'm able to stay with him. And then as Kyle steps across there, he's trying to get in, trying to make a tackle, and unfortunately tackles the guy, and then the referee deems it a penalty. So yeah, in my personal opinion, Kyle, he had a good game. This guy, like I said, he's one of the best wingers in the league, and he's very capable of taking 1, 2, 3 guys on. So he's seen in the play before where we were 1v1, he beat me, right? So I don't blame Kyle for coming over and covering. But in this play specifically, I honestly thought I did a good job of staying with my winger. Don't think he was going to be able to get a cross off. So I definitely understand Kyle's decision here. I don't think it was super necessary for him to cover, and it's just really unfortunate that we give a penalty away here. So as the clip keeps rolling, we're going to go ahead and speed it forward. As you can see, they've got the PK, and their captain in 6, Richard Dixon, steps up and puts it away, and yeah, that's the first goal of the game, and it's 1-0 at this time. So yeah. Now getting into this clip where I'm just getting the ball from Oscar off of kickoff, playing it back to Moombi, and that would actually be my last contribution to the game as I got subbed out in the next minute. So about 72 minutes of action there. We would go on to lose that game 1-0 just off of that PK, so very tough result. So yeah, it's a tough one to watch back, to be honest with you guys. You know, not one that I particularly enjoyed analyzing, but it's definitely super necessary. Like I said, this is probably the best team in the league, so to be able to compare yourself to the best is a good opportunity to be able to learn and to be able to grow. Initially, I think I did okay in the first half in terms of defending. You know, my coach put a big emphasis on me in regards to shutting down Taylor Gray, who I said is they're very talented winger there. So we did okay for the most part. Again, there's that really unfortunate moment with the PK where, you know, me and Kyle are trying to deal with it. Kyle comes across, and it's unfortunate to give away the PK there, and unfortunate that was the only chance that they really had that lost us the game. But that's a part of footy, you know, and we gotta learn and grow from that as a team. I would say, again, looking at my individual performance, it's very disappointing, to be honest with you. Again, I think I mentioned a lot, particularly in the first half, just that idea of decision making. You know, the idea of making the most out of the opportunities that I am on the ball. And even a general thought that I had looking back on it, in terms of there's a lot of moments where I'm getting the ball right, and even though I'm not playing that ambitious ball, or I'm not, you know, breaking lines, I'm just playing that smart pass, or that safe pass back to the center back, or maybe a cross splitting their striker and their attacking mid to our other center back. And yeah, that's good and all, you know, keeping the ball, but at the end of the day, you know, nobody at a higher level, no one in the second division, no one in the first division, or, you know, anybody trying to sign players overseas looking for Americans, they're not going to sign you for playing the ball backwards and sideways, right? So again, I think I've got to take that on board and realize that I think I am capable of more. I'm capable of better going forward, particularly needing to be a lot more cleaner just in those 1-2s and trying to connect passes. So yeah, like I said, not a super fun game to analyze, not great to watch back. These are my first moments not playing, in terms of my first time being subbed off. But yeah, it's definitely understandable from the coach's point of view, and yeah, we just got to take it on the chin and keep growing. So hopefully you guys were able to enjoy today's video. Again, probably not the most fun alongside me here trying to figure out how to grow, but it's, like I said, it's very necessary, and hopefully can give you guys a bit of insight in terms of what a professional looks at when he's looking at his own games, particularly a professional playing as a right back. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you've gotten this far to the end of the video, I would like you guys to comment growth and see how many guys we've got getting to the end of the video. So again, guys, it's been Malik. Thanks for your time. I'll catch you in the next video.